What up, what up, what up? Once again, it's your boy DJ J Masters along with my co-host DJ J Rock. Today, we got two of our special guests in here for our first show of 2018. We got DJ Just Jam and DJ Ren Select in the building. These are two of the most speaker enthusiasts I know. What's up, fellas?
What up, YouTube DJs? What's going on?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Well, thank you guys all for making this happen. I know a lot of you guys, are not necessarily new to the speaker game, but if you come from where we come from, like that meant something, having a sound system. Like if you were a DJ back in the days, you definitely had a sound system, Yeah, Jam, in New York, you had to have a sound system for the block.
What? A million of them.
And then, like everywhere else too, man, like Jason, if you're listening, in Jamaica, you have to have a sound system. That like kind of defines you in a lot of ways, I don't know, not so much anymore because, every bar and club has a sound system, but, getting back to what we're talking about, it's speakers, all right?
Right.
So that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't know what those specs mean and how to use them so it's effective for them.
Hold on. Before we go deep into that, because some of these cats, give them a minute to tune in. What we're going to talk about today, fellas, is understanding your speakers. We have a lot of DJ friends and in our Facebook group, following us on YouTube, following us on Facebook as well. You may not talk, but every DJ needs what? A speaker. So today we're going to talk about speakers, and for those of you that are tuned in, you get to ask any question. There's no dumb question, because if you want to know, you need to ask, because we have people that we all know personally that buy speakers with these digital DSPs on the back, and they just plug and play and think that's it, and that's not the case. Yeah. So we're going to go through a line of different sets of speakers. I'm sure Just Jam has some speakers he want to talk about, and I'm sure Ren Select has some speakers he want to talk about. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask them, fellas. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. What's up, Main Source? Main Source just tuned in with us. First, I'm going to ask the first question. All right. This goes to Just Jam and DJ Renzo. Is there a speaker that you feel is best? That's the reason I asked that question, because everyone, we go Team Evie, Team QSC, Team RCA, and I like everyone to understand. Yeah, what y'all think of that situation?
Well, I'll tell you that there isn't. What there is that there's a speaker for every application.
Thank you.
It depends on the size, man. Like 10-inch speakers go great in like some of these small intimate venues. But then if you're doing a large crowd, obviously now you're talking line arrays. It's just something bigger. So it depends on what you're doing, man. If the majority of your parties are literally 100 or so people, you don't need a massive sound system.
Thank you.
You're just killing yourself for no reason. You got to figure out what's going to work for you and what's the best for your events, and then you take it from there and what you actually need. Some of these people buy sound systems for like 1,000 people, and it's pointless. All your parties are like 75 to 100 people. It just doesn't make
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense. So you get what's good for you and what you're doing,
Right.
Obviously, I think some brands, are better than others, and even in those brands, there's models that are better than others. But I think it all depends on what you want and what you need your speakers for, which will make the best for you. Obviously, some are more reliable than others, and some of them have better features. But for the most part, man, we're in a time right now where like all the speakers are pretty good, man. There's not too many bad speakers anymore like before.
I agree with you there.
There's a lot more to choose from. There's a lot more. So it just basically depends on what you need. And that's it for me, But I like certain brands, I like that Bass Boss is like, they're doing some really, really big stuff. Right?
Yeah, those speakers are crazy.
Crazy.
What I would like to do, Jam, what's your take on it before I go on to what I would like to do?
Well, like I said, like he said, it depends on your application. Now, you can have some Mackie Thumps and rock a ball out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Rock a ball out, because you're not going You know what I mean? Deep
Yeah.
mode. You got it
Yeah.
sounding clean and you're not redlining. Mackie Dumps sound good to me. Now,
They're
when you
good.
get to people, Mackie Dumps they're gonna
Yeah, they're not gonna do the job. They're not gonna do the job.
yeah,
No.
like me, I chose EV for the clean sound. Now, don't get me wrong. What's this guy name? Julio. Julio killed me.
Julio.
Julio. That's my boy, though. He killed me when he said he was getting the RCFs, and he said he didn't like the way they sound.
He said, I quote, he said he didn't like RCFs, or the ones he heard. He heard the Renzo, don't you say anything yet, because I know you. After I say that, you're gonna want to. He said he heard the 735s, and somebody had them on KW 181s as subs, and he didn't like the way it sounded.
Right. See, that's the thing. See, the thing right there is every application is different. Like Renzo said, if you don't have it crossed over,
Yeah,
it's not going to sound
man.
right. It's not going to sound right. And once you cross them over,
Yeah.
You know,
and those speakers don't even match, man. They don't even match.
No,
Like
exactly.
RCF, I wouldn't match those with anything else but RCFs.
Well,
You know?
Speaking of Julio, I actually had a one-on-one with him, and I told him that. Hold on, I got a light problem. I got a plug problem. But I told him that, and you know, you can't go off of what everybody else is doing, because he said he didn't know what his friend settings was on. You know what I'm saying? And
you have no idea what mixture it was coming out of, what his files were like. You have no idea, man.
And plus, you got to look at this. You got to look at this. Anybody can own speakers and a sound system, but everybody can't tune a sound system.
Exactly.
It's an
praise
art.
you.
It's an art to it.
Yeah, and that's why you know, this is good, because you get to, you know, kind of explain a lot of what those specs and what all that people can get an idea of deep. So play that, let them go on this party. You know, it's like, yo, for example, if you have a microphone, do you add bass to it or do you take bass off of it if you're using it? Think about that.
It depends on the
You're
vocalist.
taking bass off. If you want your vocals to sound clear, right?
You don't
So
want
it's one of
every
those
time you
things.
say something. Yeah, every time you say something, you get that poof, poof, poof.
Ooh,
You know,
that boom, yeah, and that's just the lows. The lows do that. So yeah, so in a lot of ways, you have to use a crossover to get your vocal to sound clean, as clean as possible. Not that it you know, you have to do that all the time, but if you're using a subwoofer at the top, I think it's a good idea. You know.
And plus,
So-
and not
and
just
every venue's
using a
different,
crossover, you got to match the frequency, the top versus the sub. You know, some people, you know,
Yeah, then you have
they
that-
don't set the crossover
Yeah,
point.
the DSP. Yeah, there's the crossover points. Now these new speakers got like 4 or 5 different settings, and it's like, all right, which one's going to work for this room? You know, so
No,
it is
see,
an
you
art.
know what
You know what it means.
You know what the problem is, Renz? Everybody I noticed that's getting these new speakers with the DSP, they go in their house, they set them, and they think they done. When they go to
No,
a
they're not, man.
No, when they go to a
No.
venue, they heard it good in their house,
No.
so that's how it sounded. So they think they done.
No.
They don't know every
No.
venue, different settings. You know, you have to
Yeah,
listen.
even it's so different. Even the way you set the height of your speakers or like the width apart can completely change the sound in that room. So you got to know those things.
Exactly.
You know?
And what a lot of people also don't
Absolutely.
understand. What a lot of people also don't understand is, what venue are you playing? Is it high ceilings? Is it cathedral style ceilings?
Does it have carpet? Is it a hard
What's the
floor?
acoustics like in it? Right. Does it have
Yeah.
carpet in there? You know,
Yeah.
and everyone think, oh, I'm gonna go there, plug this up, and I'm go. No,
No,
it don't work that
doesn't
way.
work that way. Doesn't work
Nah,
that way.
let's go back to Julio, and I'm not because everybody know we're gonna get on certain brand speakers in a minute. But Julio had some QSCs. He still have them, and he told me twice he had issues with the amp. I've had mine for years, and I've never had one issue.
Yeah, that's scary because you wouldn't expect that from a QSC.
No, exactly. So now here's the question, and I'm not knocking Julio because I wasn't there. It's because some people think And this here's a good topic. Some people think when you get a power speaker, you're supposed to run it wide open. My maximum setting, now everyone is different. This is just me, my personal preference. My maximum setting is 12 o'clock volume on powered speakers. You know what I'm saying? That's on average. You know, you running a bass, you running a sub, whether it's 18 or 15. Me, I set it on 12 o'clock. That should be more than enough. If you got to tune it up a little more, do what you got to do. But wide open is a no-no for me.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Every speaker is different.
And plus, it depends on your signal path.
Yeah, your signal path.
Do you got compressors? Do you got EQ? Are you doing any limiting? You know, you gotta look you gotta look at your whole gain structure.
But it should match. If your mixer levels are going, you know, yellow or orange, then then everything else should be in that same range. One shouldn't be above the other. You know, so that's a very clear sign. Is if your speakers are going into the red, something's wrong, man. Too much input somewhere, man. You shouldn't be in the red at all.
It's the volume
gain somewhere. Yeah, too much gain somewhere. And a lot of us are using mixer boards, so that adds like another signal path to it. So you got to be careful with that too. You know.
Right. So next, don't think when I say next, anybody, we're getting off topic. We're going to stay on the same topic. We're just going to go different routes. Next, I would like to talk about your speakers, what each and every one of you have and why you have it. J-Rock, go first. What do you have and why do you have it?
I have a QSC rig. I chose QSC one. They sounded good, and for the application that we was doing, our initial set was K12s, and so it had to be something that we could carry easily, something that my wife could carry. So that's why we chose K12s. Then from there we got 152s and we got 181 subs. And for the type, those are our base setup. You know, anything bigger, then we could break out line arrays and stuff like that. And so we look at it from two standpoints. The type of event. So we have a sound system designed for your weddings, your basic smaller events. And then there's a sound system design that we call, you know, that we bring out for the festival setups. So it just depends on the event and the budget, you know, because everything got a scale. Because some events might not have a budget for the required sound. And so I'm not going to bring out a line array system for $250 just because there's 1,000 people going to be at that event. Yeah. I'm going to bring out, you know, a massive rig. So the budget, you know, everything got to, you know, the business side got to match up with the equipment side.
Exactly. You can't.
Okay. Jam, your go. What do you have and why do you have it?
Well, I got two Yorkville bottoms, LS, let me see. The 801s, they're crazy. That's like for big, that's outside gigging.
Yeah.
You know, that's 400 to 500 people. I got EV ZX85s. When I say, Jay, you heard them. They're phenomenal.
If they want to hear them, I mean, you're not going to get a true sound through the video, but we did a video comparison on them. And it's on this channel as well, so just search for it. Go ahead, Jam.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. I mean, when you talk about loud, and I mean, I love those. I got EVs here. These are more the ZX85. No, these are the ETX 12Ps, and I have the 15 subs. I love them. You know what I mean? Renzo had them. Renzo loved them. You know what I mean?
Well, now
those are some of my favorites.
Well, let me go before you, Renzo, because it's going to lead to you on why. Right now, I'm rocking RCF 735s and 708s. And I originally, up until recently, was rocking the K12s and the 181. The reason why I switched up to RCF, not that QSC let me down, it's just for the longest, I just wanted some RCFs. I just wanted them. And when I got them because of Ren. Ren had them, and this man knows so much about speakers that I couldn't do nothing but trust his word on them. And like I said, I always loved RCFs. And when I first heard them, the 735 that is, I was just amazed. So I listened to this man. Like everyone listen to who you want to listen to, but I have my reasons, because as I said, I trusted this man, his judgment, because when he tell you what he have, you will understand. Go ahead, Rizwan, let them know what you have.
Oh yeah, no, I have the same thing you, the 735 and the 708 sub.
Yeah.
You know, but I got those speakers for a very specific reason. I've had speaker systems passive to powered, everything in the book you could name, but I definitely wanted 215s that were light, so I could use those separately without a sub at a party, because that's super important. A lot of these venues, it just doesn't make any sense to bring a sub, but if you have 215s, it'll sound like you have a sub. So it worked. So 215s were a must. Now, 15-inch speakers are generally very heavy. You know this. So those, I researched and I found out that they're really only like 45 pounds. So that was a big thing. And then the SPL, they're super loud, man. Those things get crazy. For the output that they have, it's a lot, you know? And the sub I got to match, obviously. And I got a good deal on it. But big thing was weight, because obviously, you know, as mobile DJs, we're carrying a lot of equipment now. A lot of lighting, a lot of DJ equipment. Everything counts. So if I was going to go for 215s, you know, I could have gone wood, which would have been anywhere from like 60 to 80 pounds, you know? So it was one of those things where, like, you know, I wanted something a little lighter. As, you know, it really helped out, you know. So that's the reason why I got that sound system. And another thing is that RCF is super reliable. That was a big thing. I mean, we do a lot of outdoor events, and if they can't handle being out in the sun, you know, playing for 4 or 5 hours, it's pointless. You know, the thing about RCF is that they don't limit. You know, they do limit, but they're not going to limit like other speakers do. They're going to keep going. You'll see that red bounce up and down, but they're not shutting off. Not at all.
Yeah, so, before you went RCF, you messed around with the ETXs as well.
I had the ETX. You know, absolutely. Those are beautiful sounding speakers. The DSP is amazing on those. The sub is one of my favorite subs. The 15-inch is just, it's one of the best subs I think I've heard in that size. It's just that good. But I did have issues with them limiting every now and then, and I felt like I did some events where they just weren't loud enough. You know, the horn is like not even anywhere near as loud as the horn of the RCF. Yeah. RCF are way louder. They can definitely produce a lot more SPL. You know, so that was the big thing. The SPL, the weight, and the price, it all kind of like worked out. You know,
now
so that's the reason why.
Speaking of SPL, would you please explain that to these folks out here?
That's the sound pressure level. So when you're looking at speakers, don't look at watts. Watts don't mean shit. It's the SPL. It's how loud a speaker can get. That's what you need to focus on. You know, they all these companies, they all claim to have really high SPLs, but you know, it's not real world, like how we play out. You know, that's all in a controlled environment. But generally, you can kind of get an idea of how loud they can get. You know, so look at that. You know, the watts is only an indication as to what's needed to power that speaker. If you look at like the new ETX, those are like 2,000 watts, right? But it's really 2,000 watts of juice because it has a crazy DSP, you know, and all the components inside need a lot of juice to get them going. You know, and that's basically why it's 2,000 watts. It's not that it's giving you any more power, but it just needs a lot more to power all that stuff that's inside that speaker. You know, watts don't mean everything, man. They really don't. It's more SPL what it's able to produce. I mean, you look at an EAW. Remember, you know EAW subs. Those things shake the block. SB 100. Those things run on 700 watts. 700 watts. You know, but they will shake the living shit out of you if you stand next to one of those things. But that's the thing. So watts don't mean anything. But now you're talking 160-pound box. So there's all these different variables that play into like what is actually loud. You know, well, watts is not an indication to what's loud. It's more so SPL. That's what you really got to look at. And then you go, okay, that speaker is loud. You know,
Yeah, it's and a lot of people, and I'm sure for anyone that watched this, they went and purchased speakers based on the wattage that it's supposed to have, and then they were wrong about it. You know what I'm saying? It's important for you to understand your speakers. You know what Renzo said about the horn was in our speaker comparison video. We had the Electro Voice ETX 12P. We had the QSC K12. We had RCF 735. We had Yamaha DSR 15, and we had the EV ZAX5. And even though the ZAX5 has a 1-inch horn, it's crazy. Now the others could not hang with RCF's 3-inch horn. Voice coil that's in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I give it up to the ZX85. Let's see, I still got the paperwork on it right here. Let's see. Go back down to it real quick. And a weight on it for that. And that top, speaking of weight, that top weighed 50.5 pounds. One of them.
Yeah.
One of them. And that's amazing. I'm trying to see where the horn's at.
That's one of the first power speakers made. That one, that's one of the first power speakers made.
The low frequency amplifier power is 1,000 watts RMS. The high frequency is 250 watts RMS.
Right.
So
the watts ain't even that crazy, but it's louder than pretty much everything on the market.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That speaker right now, speaking of the ZX85, that speaker right now, and it's old, still going for $1,600.
Yeah.
$1,800.
So if you look at the SPL, it's like 133. That's high, dude. That's high. That's super loud.
Yeah.
You know? So you can kind of get an idea of what the actual loudness of that speaker is. You know. So like I always say, go buy the SPL. Don't worry about the watts. That's just what you needed to power.
The one thing about the ZX85s is one thing that's why nobody wants it. You can't tell when you're limited. It has no limiting light on it. You know what I mean?
Really?
All speakers.
Yeah, it's super raw. You're supposed to use it with like some type of mixer board that has all that. You know?
Look, we
yeah.
You can turn it up and blow it, you know, because that's why people were hesitating to get it, because you can turn it up, and you think that, you know, oh wow, this is real loud. Meanwhile, you're messing up the speaker because you're you're limited on it. So the thing was to get a drive rack with it.
Well,
when you turn it up so much, you have to set a limiter on the drive rack. That way, if anybody play with your thing, you set it to a level where they can't go over it.
A lot of people
don't know. They'll turn it up and turn it up and turn it up, unless you know your speaker's blown.
A lot of people don't know what a drive rack is, or some choose not to spend that type of money on a drive rack.
Well,
when you have a speaker that does not have a built-in DSP,
right? Go ahead.
How important a drive rack is,
right?
Because see, on my QSC rig, I drive rack, and it saved me, and I cranked that joker. I cranked it. But when I grabbed my RCFs, and I spoken to a RCF rep, because I spoken to Renzo, I spoken to Jam, and RCF personally told me to throw my drive rack away. And I said, well, why would I do something like that? And this is just this person. This is just speaking on the RCF speaker itself. Now, don't get me wrong. I love and admire DBX drive rack. I really do. It was so trusty to me. But RCF says the components built inside the drive rack is cheaper than the components that they put inside the speaker. So you will over process your speaker. That was enough.
Stupid sound. It wouldn't sound
right.
You wouldn't get the RCF sound. Like, see, speakers nowadays that have DSP in them, they don't need a drive rack. Now with my EVs, they don't have DSP. You know what I mean? So it needed a cutoff level, like Ren said. You know, it had to be cut off somewhere because it was so loud that it was sounding harsh and it wasn't getting, you know what I mean? So I cut it off here, you know what I mean? Then I set it, and you know, that's how it worked out good. But without the drive rack on it, I mean, I didn't get that good of a sound.
See, but the thing is about speakers, the thing about speakers with DSP, it all depends on if you're a DJ and want something quick, or if you're a sound man as well. Because if you're a sound man, more than likely you're gonna disable the DSP and use your fancy old mixing boards and all that stuff. You know, like most of us have, to get the best possible sound. Because I don't see myself running to the left speaker, to the right speaker, adjusting the bass and the treble. Well, I would do it from my high-end digital mixing board.
Quick question for you.
Yep.
Why do you use a mixing board?
Why do I?
Yes.
Because, one, I'm a sound man. So I mix a lot of mics, instruments, a 13-year vet studio sound engineer. I need the inputs.
Okay, let me say this. I see guys using mixing boards, but they're not running mics out of them. They're just using the mixing board just to have it plugged up.
This is why to use, a lot of guys use the mixing boards to adjust the audio, the bass, the treble, the mids, without having to do it on their DJ mixer.
I mean,
a lot of folks like to run their DJ mixer straight up, you know, on zero, and that way they can do their bass drops and all that stuff while they're blending.
You can do that on your mixer.
But I'm saying, far as you know how you're doing blends, you might drop the bass out, but you don't want to have to try to remember my overall system was sounding good with the bass set here, so you would do that on your mixing board on the side.
Exactly. I got you. Just as well, when you go into the MIDI controllers, you know what I'm saying? Let me adjust this a little. When you go into these, this is the DDJ SX. Now, I didn't have that when it first came out, but from what I was told was that the sound card in there, compared to using an analog mixing board to accommodate it, was horrible. So for mic channels and other connection-ish purposes.
The mic channel was terrible.
Yeah, so people will revert to the mixing board. You know what I'm saying? So they have good audio on mics. Because if you talking, I mean, I never plugged the mic into this because everything I use the mixing board. But I like for it to be clear, not motion like this, like I'm talking. You feel what I'm saying? So that's also another reason.
Yeah, that's why I use a mixing board. Just because if you're using two or three mics, it's the best thing to have.
Right.
You want, and if you got a hype man, you don't want him screaming in your ear while you're mixing. You know? So you separate that mic from your mixer, because if not, you'll hear that dude all day while you're trying to mix a song. So it's good to have a mixer board when using mics. As far as if I'm not using it, if it's just me by myself, I generally stay away from using a mixer board.
You know? Thank you.
I think it depends, though. I mean, it all depends on what you're doing, but I think it's unnecessary for the most part.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
If for a DJ setup, for a regular DJ setup, plug and play. If you have a good mixer, like my Rane mixer, I think sounds better than the controller that I got now. Way better. It's a lot clearer. It's a lot smoother. Everything sounds better.
See, and that's the thing, though.
I noticed the controller is a little harsh.
See, that's the thing, though. Every mixer, every controller model got a different sound characteristic.
Different sound, so that says a lot too. So if you hear a set of speakers from somebody, it might sound different from somebody else. Right. So your input is important. It's not just the brand of your speaker, but the input as well matters.
And speaking of input, if you're a tone deaf DJ who can't mix and blend anyway, you don't need speakers.
Right. And speaking of that, what Ren said was, me myself, I do 95 to 98% weddings than I do any other event. So I'm typically, as he said, I'm using more than one mic because there's toasts, there's speeches. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
you know, just for that, I just did one. Not last week. Was it last week? Week before last, and Jam was there, and I had a mic issue. I found out what it was. It was I had the channel on the back of the mic set wrong. I made a mistake and pushed to change it, but we was running into a mic issue. So what did I do? I reverted to the other mic. You feel what I'm saying? So it for me it bodes well. So every time I connect, and it's just my personal preference, I run that mixer board.
No, it has a lot of uses, absolutely.
Yes.
Can I get back to one thing? You know, we were talking about speakers and why we bought them. A big thing to look at is the dispersion. It's super important because you could buy a speaker that has 60 degrees on it, you know?
Right.
And that's like...
You gotta explain that.
Where would you use that? That's all... Where, let's say you don't want it to hit the bar, you just want it to hit like the dance floor. That's it. So you buy something like that. But for the most part, what are we using? We're using 2 sets of speakers, right? So you want it to be as wide as possible. So most DJ speakers are literally 90 degrees and up. That's what you should have. Anything less than that, and you're going to have problems with covering the crowd, like in the middle and on the side.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake. I got the old SRX. You guys know about the SRX, JBL SRX passive system. Super loud at the time, 3-inch horns, crazy, right? But what I didn't notice at that time was that their dispersion was like 70 degrees. Yeah. So it's like, yo, when I'd have those big parties, literally if you walk to the side of it, like the sound would just cut off, you know? Wow. So like what you ended up doing was literally like kind of pointing them from corner to corner in the middle, towards the middle of the dance floor. That's the only way you could actually like cover like your dance floor area. You couldn't just have them straight. You had to kind of tilt them a little bit, so they had some form of coverage, you know. So
the best speakers for a wedding are the K-Tings.
I mean, those are like 100 degrees. I mean,
105 degrees.
Like yeah.
Okay. You're gonna hit them behind you almost.
Yeah, those are. But that's the thing, you know. That's great. They're not the loudest thing, but their dispersion is incredible.
I said wedding. I said what?
Yeah, it's incredible. You know.
Well, see, you got someone like Jason who's going for which JBL is he going for, Jam? Because you posted it.
SRX. I don't.
The new 835s.
No, the 835. That's a bad choice, bro. The 835s are a bad choice for somebody just getting a pair of speakers.
You can't tell him nothing, though. You can't tell Jason nothing.
No, for getting a pair of just like 2 speakers for yourself, that's not a good idea, man. You know.
You can't tell him nothing, though, man. Once his mind is set, he'll ask you a question like 75,000 times.
Well,
listen, bro.
Off subject. You stop throwing people under the bus, Jam.
That's my boy.
No. Those you do realize.
Wait, hold on. Let me give him a couple of shout outs real quick. I gotta say what up to DJ Dilemma for joining us and what up to DJ Royale for joining us. But go ahead, Jam, with what you were saying.
No, but he's a good dude. He just asks a lot of questions. What you say is a good thing. Look where he is at now.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, it's not getting so much off of the speaker topic because his questions got to deal with speakers. And the reason, like I told Jam this when him and I was talking about it. He says, he didn't say it in a bad way. Jason asks a lot of questions, and I say, but you have to look at when Jason started following us on YouTube and Facebook. Jason was that low budget DJ. Now he's one of the highest paid DJs in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Because
God bless that dude, man. Mad props to him, man. I like his new little logo thing he got.
But
much respect for that.
But think about it though. If you don't ask questions, how are you supposed to learn?
No, he takes advice. He takes advice. He learns, man.
Yes.
He's not just like, he's like, wait a minute, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Too much advice. You know what I mean?
But anyway, let me tell Jason something. Those 835 speakers have 60 degree coverage. 60 times 40. That's literally like that, dude. Like that. That's like that. So how you would use those is in pairs. Literally in pairs. Because now if you put them together, Instead of 60, now you got 120.
Well, Jason is
I wouldn't
also,
use them by themselves. That's crazy. You're the audience. You're not gonna hit the audience. It's gonna be mad, just narrow.
Jason is also one who he purchased a set of K12.2s from one of our brethrens in the group, and he said personally he didn't like them. Now we're conversating about it, and I said, Jason, is it you don't like them because you bought them and just plugged and played, and you did not mess with the digital DSP on the back? He said, no, he never touched it. So that's when Jam had something to say, like, man, if you don't change some settings and this and that, but he down QSC because of that. But he said, he said it was him. He called himself a dummy, so I'm not calling him a dummy. He said, I'm a dummy when it comes to these things. I'm no, you're not a dummy.
We all are. When you first get him,
no, you're not a dummy. You just got to want to learn.
Yeah, you gotta want to learn, man.
You got to learn.
It's like, talk about hurts and all that stuff. People don't know. They get all scared, like they don't know what that means. You know, like what does that even mean? But if you break it down to them, then you can kind of get an idea. It's not rocket science. We can all learn, you know. So It's good that we have this group that we can ask questions and figure out stuff, you know. And I'm sure somebody's gonna see this and go, "Oh shoot, okay, that's what that means." You know what? Maybe I shouldn't look for a speaker that's 60 degrees. Maybe I should get something that's a little bit wider for my crowd. So, you know.
Yeah. Them K12s, the K12.2s, I heard them at a bar. And I asked the dude, I was like, yo, did you play with them? He said, I played with them for 4 days straight. I said, 4 days? He said, dude, I had to learn them. He said, when I first got them and plugged them in the box, he said, I was getting ready to send them shits back. He said, I was sending them back.
This is a family show now.
I ain't the only one said that word. That's why I said it.
I know, but we gonna keep it clean for now, please.
Okay. He said I had to send things back. He said I played with them. I messed with the DSP. He said these are the best, clearest speakers he ever heard. I said, see, you know, thank you. And he didn't even have. He was in like a bar thing, and he didn't even have a sub, and these speakers were sounding good. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? That's why I asked him if he played with them.
I'm about to share my screen very quick because I pulled this up because of what Renzo said. So this is what Jason has a problem with, but he's trying to buy more speakers with them. You know, so you have to know what you're going for. You know what I'm saying?
So look at the 835 dispersion. Show them what that is. Okay. Look at that 835, and you'll see that those aren't really meant for, you know, for just using in pairs like that, or just using like two sets of speakers. It's just not gonna work, man.
Let's see. You know what? I'm trying to.
The maximum SPL is crazy though. 137. That's what I was.
Yeah, right there. It's right in the middle. See where it says coverage pattern? Look at the coverage. Right below the mouse. You see that? Right there. What does that say?
Where's the 41?
Right here?
Below that.
Oh, right here. Woo! 60 to 40.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's not going to work for your crowd, man. They're just good. That's like a narrow beam, man.
60 to 40. Class D. Yeah. But see, this is what Jason was looking at, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a three-way. It sounds phenomenal, but I wouldn't use it by itself. I'd have to get like maybe 4 of them, you know, 2 on each side.
You're gonna need some feel with that. You're gonna need some feel with that.
But if he did get 4 of them, he would
kill it. Kill it. 4 of those. Yeah, 4 of those on top of the. You know how they do it? They get the dual subs and put two on top. That's how you're supposed to use those.
It's a gorgeous speaker, though. It's gorgeous. It's a very gorgeous speaker.
That damn coverage. I mean, that coverage ain't too good though.
No, that coverage is unusable for mobile DJ work. It's not gonna work, man. It's just not.
You know what I can appreciate opposed to the other ones? How low they put all this instead of putting it way up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's I like that.
Listen, I like that whole JBL line. Absolutely, you know, great. But I have heard that they like the earlier models had a lot of issues, man. You know. I don't know how these newer models are doing, but just because of where they were made and shit. You know, there was a lot of issues with them, but so far, I mean, people are still buying them. I guess that they're doing pretty good. You know.
What about the Yamahas? I don't know the name of them, but they are super good.
I like Yamaha, man. I was at a bar the other day, and this band was playing on the 215s, and I swear there was a sub in there, and there wasn't. Those things fucking crank, man.
Yeah, I don't know the number though, but the Yamahas, they are. When I say they were louder than my Yorkvilles, I was like, what?
Yeah,
they
were loud, man.
Which ones you ain't talking about Chuck Lamar's, right?
The model after that.
Okay, because Chuck Lamar brought his in that speaker comparison video. Chuck Lamar brought his, and although, and I hate to say it like this, because it was an amazing speaker, and it was going between two top dogs as far as the RCF 735 and the ZX85. They were sitting here, and the Yamaha was in the middle. But by itself, that Yamaha that DJ Chucky Madness had brought sounded amazing. Amazing. The bottom end was superb.
Renzo, that's
amazing.
It sounded so good. It had the bass on it. It was so deep and rich. I was like, yo.
Let me go to the comment real quick. Ray Rosario says, I got the new K12.2s looking to get the RCF sub, or should I get the QSC sub?
I'd go QSC, man. I don't know.
Stick with the same family. That's my thing. I don't do the mishmash. Jay, I'm going to tell you myself, because my QSC rig, it was going to be sitting, and I had people like Isaac Garza and Actually, no, not Jam. I ain't gonna say that at the beginning because Jam told me to keep it. But I said, look, that's a lot of money that's gonna be sitting since I bought my RCF setup. So Jam words to me was to run my 735s with my 181s. Because the 181s is an amazing sub. Everybody knows that. But I told Jam, I say personally, which I know it is. I said I want the same family. My RCF is going to be on my RCF. My QSC is going to be on my QSCs. So my opinion, if you run in QSC, go with QSC stuff. The 181s is amazing, and I haven't heard that new sub that QSC is producing now.
That Carboy with the double 12s.
Yeah, it got to sound. I would never say what's that one sub.
The K sub.
Yeah, no, K sub is a negative. That's a negative.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
That's a negative. That's a negative.
Listen to me. That K sub in a bar is one of the best subs you could get. I say, Jay, it all depends on your venue.
That's in a bar, but we talking about a mobile DJ aspect.
I mean, sometimes you do little gigs. I mean, if you're doing a gig for 75 people, that K sub would do it.
I wouldn't waste my money.
I wouldn't waste my money on that K sub. That new one, though, I don't know. That new, what is it, the Cardoid sub? The QSC joint? I want one of those, man. Those look really nice. I'm dying to hear one of those things.
It sounds good. I listened to it at the DJ Expo. It sounds good.
How was the size?
It's heavier. It's about the same weight as a 181, I think.
Really?
But the size is a little bit shorter than a K sub, but wider. It's put you in the amount of a K sub for real.
Well, off topic,
it's just $1,500.
How much?
$1,500.
Ooh, that's a little steep, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's a little steep, man.
That thing got to hit. I mean, harder than the 181, and that's not a baseball. So
they says like 3,000 or 4,000 watts.
Let me respond to Main Source. He asked, "What was it? It was a good size for 100 people." And Renzo taught him, 15s. Now, one thing, and I'm glad I seen Renzo comment, because I'm sorry, Main Source, that I skipped your question, because I'm just reading real quick. But one of the reasons why I stated that I went to RCFs is not so much of I follow Renzo's advice because he's running RCFs and me always loving them. But that 15-inch speaker was another reason why, because as soon as I got them, which I had an event, and the hall holds 100, 150 people, all I took to that event is them two 735s, no sub. I put that sucker on deep, and I murdered that building. with no
Right.
sleep.
Yeah.
So that's how important it is to get a 15. So if you rocking 12s and you want that the extra without taking that sub, because I've done events, and don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna knock my K12, but I did a room and I didn't like the bottom end on the K12 because the room was a little too big for the K12, but it would have been too small for the 15-inch or 735. So yeah, it matters, man. I'm gonna keep in my repertoire a 12-inch speaker and a 15-inch speaker.
Yeah,
So,
like I always say, man. Like we were talking about before, get the best speaker for the application. If all you're ever going to bring out is 2 speakers, get a 15 because you're going to need that bottom end somewhere. So,
right. And Ray Rosario commented that RCF 8004 Pro is an amazing speaker, and it is. But the difference is that, like, Renzo has the 708. I have the 708. I have 2 708s. And, excuse me. And the reason I went with that is for portability. That's the only reason.
That's a big reason too, man.
803s, 804s, 805s, 806s, those speakers sound crazy.
Crazy.
That's
But they do have some weight.
Yeah, they have some weight, man. And they're not the easiest to, like, move around,
No,
No, they're not.
But they do sound amazing.
They do.
I mean, I haven't heard the Bass Boss, but I've heard some very good things about them. So if I wanted to put a speaker on the side of the Bass Boss at the moment, from just off what I heard, it would be the 800 series.
Yeah, those are good. Those are really good.
Yeah, the 804, and he says it beats the KW 181. Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does. It goes lower, way lower. That KW doesn't really go that low. It stops at like 40 hertz, I think. It's not low, dude. It's not low at all.
But you also got to think, just like the ETX 18, what is it, 18SP, 18P, whatever it is, subwoofer.
Right. 18P.
It's huge, and it's an 18-inch speaker that you put on the side of the KW 181, and it makes the KW 181 look like a 15-inch because Evie decided to build something that, deep. The bigger the box, the deeper the bass. That ain't really no secret. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, when I was heavily into car audio, the bigger box subwoofers I put in my back of my truck, the deeper the box, the heavier the bass. I don't care if it was an off-brand, because everybody started when you do a sound in your car. You started off with the off-brands. You just went with the bigger box because it went boom instead of thump.
Hey, quick question.
That 18 SP goes down to 28 hertz, bro. 28.
Hey, quick question.
Yeah.
DJ Beloved and I, we're getting our new sound system sometime between May and July. And we're looking at getting 4 RCF 907 ASs and 8 HD 20 tops from RCF.
Damn, they're trying to go concert system. Jesus.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
he sound like a Mike Sandman.
yeah, so that's our plan. So what do you guys think about the 907s? I know they're heavy, but that's what a team is for.
Yeah, if you got a team, hey, you could do it by all means. Yeah.
Well, he got a trailer I'm trying to get him off of too, so a nice ass trailer too, so he can move it around.
That 907, I
Yeah.
heard it at a concert.
Yeah.
At a concert in Atlanta. When I say chest banging, I mean,
Yeah, that's concert. That's definitely concert level, man.
yeah, I had to go around and look at the model number because I seen the RCF. Like, what in the world is that?
Leo,
Chest banging, I mean from a distance.
Leo,
Those things.
question. Hold on, Leo. We're gonna get to your question shortly. We're gonna finish this RCF comment, then we go to Leo's question in a minute. But my opinion, J Rock, is, and I'm a true believer. Anything RCF, you can't go wrong, brother. You can't go wrong. I'm not down at any other speaker brand. Don't think I am, but I'm going off. And you talking about a 20-year DJ here? Me. I went from Bullfrogs, and if you don't know what Bullfrogs is, you ain't been in the DJ scene. But I went from there where you thought, well, Bullfrog today would still outdo some of these other speakers.
Yeah, Bullfrogs was on the side. Bullfrogs.
But if you know today's image of how people expect their speakers to sound, is a must. But when you go on RCF, you in a different level. When I heard my 735s first time, these guys here, y'all don't know, but these guys here to tell you, I purchased my 735, still have my QSC system. 735 sat in my space for a month before I even unboxed them, because I was still taking out the QSC rig. And I know Jam had a lot to say. Man, I opened them boxes the same day. He's like, what if they don't work, man? This is RCF. I ain't worried about it. And they under warranty anyway. But yeah, I was blown away. So I am a firm believer, and this was fresh out the box. When I did, if y'all search this channel, y'all see the speaker comparison video we did. That was my first time ever opening them up. I took them out the box just to do that comparison. So they had no playtime. And that was at a park, and it murdered the park. So, but with that being said, before we go somewhere else, fellas, let me get to questions. I told Leo Cousins asked, has anyone on the chat compared the EF 500p to the ZX-A5, which is louder?
I did.
Okay, tell them what's your thoughts on it.
The EF 500 is way louder, but the ZX, when not played at a higher level, sounds better. But the ZX, like the EF, it doesn't really have no bass. It's made to play with a sub. You understand what I'm saying? The mids on it, I have it. You know what I mean? I even did a video on it. If you look at my YouTube page, I had all 3 subs on top. The EF 500Ps will blow them out the water. That's what I think Jason needs. That and a Yorkville sub. He's covered. For his events that he do outside, if he get the Yorkville system, he will never need a system again.
Being in Jamaica, Jason does 90% outside.
That's why I told him.
The reason I had to bring this up, because he's in Jamaica, and if people follow me, they know I have an amazing setup. We all do. We do our best to keep our setups clean, looking good, this and that. But Jason's locations be like, wow. It'd be like,
he
wow.
had you see his pictures and you see the tropics and you're like,
God, this guy got it good. And by him following us from speakers to lighting, it's only one other DJ, and this is his words. It's only one other DJ in Jamaica that can charge what he charged, and that DJ DJs for the stars, the popular, famous people in Jamaica. So, and he's the next one down. That's how that man's doing.
Well, Jason gonna take his spot. I got a lot of respect for that guy, man. Much respect.
Yes. Cool Dre says Bass Boss, FBT, JBL, the new series. The sub that has the most bottom end out of all of them is the Yorkvilles and the Line Arrays. You think so? You saying that bass, most bass come out of the Yorkvilles more than Bass Boss?
Yorkvilles are not bass. They're boomy. They're not bass.
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying, right?
A lot of people say the Yorkvilles are boomy.
Right.
Some say they kind of got a muddy sound to them.
Right.
But,
it's not deep.
But sound is subjective, though.
Exactly. For example, I did a Greek wedding a while ago. I brought Jam Powell in on it. He brought 2 Yorkville 18s. What else? What else did you bring? Did you bring the ZX-A5s on there? Or you brought
Yep.
He brought 2 ZX-A5s, 2 Yorkville tops, along with my QSC rig. And this was at the Western Inn in downtown Atlanta, to where these people were rich, man. They had 2 Bentleys parked outside and hired security. I'm talking about suited security, like Secret Service. And we shook this building so bad. I mean, we had it cranking, and the client comes up, turn it up. He paid the money. Whoop, cranked it up. No speaker clipping. We murdering this building. So the lady comes to me. with an attitude and tells me to turn it down. And I said to kindly, like, look, because this guy, this family, they rented 5 banquet halls and 2 floors of rooms. That's how rich these people were. And I told the lady, I said, talk to my client. He's right there. He told me to come up. My contract is with them. He paid for extra speakers and everything. So he's going to get this crazy sound system. And it just turned sour for her because I think she lost her job because my client actually, he booked the banquet hall for 2 days and booked the hotel rooms for 3 days.
Wow.
So by her coming getting upset, she worked for the hotel and she was just in charge of to watch everything. You know what I mean? And she came at me wrong. So when I guess the main manager of the hotel, Westin Inn in Buckhead, which is a very expensive hotel, he comes up, he asks me what happened. I explains it to him. He makes her go stand in the corner. My client then took his 6 or 7 figure money and said he don't want to do no more business with the hotel. So I'm sure she lost her job on that because that was his son's wedding. He paid for it. He was Greek. I don't want to go too much into it because they're dangerous people. And I'm live right now, so it's just.
I
know what this mean, right? Y'all know what this mean, right?
On that note, it's time for a commercial break.
Actually, guys, I gotta get out of here, man. But it was good talking to you guys. I mean, definitely, keep this up. I don't know if we got into crossovers, but I think at this point everybody knows what they do, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So everybody got an idea of what to do when you set up your sound systems and whatnot.
J-Rock is going to take us to a commercial. Renzo got to leave. He got something to do. Yeah. Renzo, before you go, tell everyone how they can find you.
Oh, I'm on YouTube, man. It should be Top Choice DJ Select. You'll see me. I'm on YouTube. Hit me up, Facebook, DJ Ren Select. Renzo, you should be able to find me. But I'm on the YouTube DJ page, so you can reach me there.
All right.
Just Jam.
We're all good, fellas, man. I'll see y'all. Peace out.
Just Jam.
All
right, cool.
Power Jams DJs. We have the talent and expertise to make your event a success. More than just DJs, exciting music and entertainment with lighting enhancements to create elegant atmosphere and lively dance floors. Trust us to use our array of services to create a fun and memorable experience. Corporate and community events, weddings, and private celebrations, Power Jams DJs can bring your ideas to life with ambiance. Call today to learn more.
The show is also brought to you by J Mathis Entertainment. JMathis.com 678-650-0917, making your event memorable. And we're back.
All right. Renzo had to leave, as we stated before we left. Everybody, I gotta thank everybody that came in, asked questions. Before we go, if you guys got any more questions, you might want to put on the bottom before we sign off. But we are getting ready to sign off. Excuse me. I want to thank Renzo for taking the time out. You see, as I stated, he had to go. He busy. He would stay busy. For taking time out to join us and act, give us his input. Got to thank Just Jam for joining us and tuning in. He's one of my most credible speaker captains as well. Jam, would you tell everyone how can they find you and where?
Facebook, DJ Just Jam. Holla at your boy.
Holla.
You got a YouTube channel too, bro?
I mean, that YouTube is old, man. You know what I mean?
DJ Just Jam on YouTube. They ain't never wrong. J-Rock, tell everyone how they can find you, bro.
You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Alright, most importantly, go follow my new Instagram channel, Event Stream Team, and www.eventstreamteam.com. Taking live streaming to another level. Holla.
Hey, yo, fellas, Royale, DJ Royale, with that question you asked, we'll get to you in your message box, bro. We ain't gonna put it on live. But you can find me, DJ J Mathis, on Facebook. Find me on Instagram as J Mathis Entertainment. And J is J-A-Y on both, not just the letter J.
J-A-Y are the letters of his name.
Cutting and scratching. About to get me started up in here. But we're back for 2018. We're going to have more shows, more topics. If there's a topic that you think you might want us to cover, if we have not already covered it, let us know. Message J-Rock, message myself, and we'll see what we can do for y'all. But everyone else, thank y'all for tuning in. As I said, thank you, J-Rock. Thanks, DJ Just Jam. We about to get out this piece. It's late. We love y'all. We holler at y'all the next show. Coming real soon. Peace.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, y'all.